Nelly, and he was telling us how he loves having someone else on the floor that he could be kicking out 7 assists, and he looks across, then you're getting out 7 assists.
Yeah.
What's it like having two of you guys do that?
I mean, it's amazing, to have two unselfish guys, getting downhill, playmaking, and, the joy that we have, seeing our other teammates score, is priceless.
We've already seen Blake's impact as a scorer. How does he change things for you guys in terms of just ball movement and floor spacing and all of that other stuff that you don't see in a box score?
Yeah, I mean, besides his elite shooting, he's a tough physical guy. He boxes out every time. His talking on the defensive end, his ability to switch and stay in front of guards. Those things don't show up in the stat sheet, but it's a definite bonus for our team.
You like to talk about a different type of focus, on game day. Even throughout the season, game days are different for you. What does a game day look like for you, preparation for the game?
For me personally, I just like to lock in, focus on the game plan, focus on the scouting report a little bit more. And I like to call home, make sure I get that, words of encouragement from back home, and then I'm ready to go.
Go back to Blake for a second. Were you surprised at all? Like, he took 2 years off from college basketball. Were you surprised that he came in and his return to college basketball was this smooth?
Nah, I wasn't surprised because I had played against him, Wichita State versus Ole Miss. So I had seen him in years prior, so I knew what he was able to do. So I knew when we got him, it was a big, bonus for us.
Jamarius, it can be tough. I mean, bringing another point guard, might be thinking, okay, how's my role going to change? How early did you guys mesh? Did you guys talk about your roles and being unselfish?
Yeah, I mean, for me, pretty much, the talk for our team is, being unselfish, ball movement. And, when Nelly came in, I was happy because, he leaves pressure for me and I do the same thing for him. So for me, it's fun out there, and I just love having them.
It seemed like you guys were doing a lot of ball movement without the ball to get open, and even like when you guys were struggling to shoot. And it seemed like last year, just watching you guys, I know this is a completely different group, but there were a lot of times when the struggles hit with the shooting, the ball movement slowed down, the non-ball movement slowed down.
Right.
How much of that is just differently as far as the approach that you guys have had, or just the energy that's been brought in practices?
I mean, I would say that we got, a different personnel, but also the coaching staff, they looked at, what we could do off of last year, looked at the new personnel throughout the summer, and we just have a new system with the new personnel that fits, what we have. So, ball movement, getting downhill allows our shooters, to get open shots based off, penetration and ball movement, attacking closeouts and things like that. So I would say that besides the personnel, it's the offense. We put in a system that, provides us more freedom and the ability to play our games.
Jamie, off Chris's question, when you guys were struggling early in that game, but yet the energy was still there, you got after it on the defensive end, what did that tell you about this group? What was that like to be a part of?
Yeah, I mean, it was fun to be a part of, because we didn't start off hot. We had a little adversity at first, but the good thing about our team is, we got a bunch of veteran guys, and, we've been in situations like this. So it wasn't like anything about, getting down or anything like that. It was mostly about the next play. The game is not over until it's 0-0 on the scoreboard. So, shot clock, whatever the case may be. So, we just, kept our focus, understanding that the game wasn't over, and that, we practice good, like we make shots, so we weren't really worried about that. We were worried about getting stops.
Jamarius, what's the most striking change with this year's team compared to the team you played on last year?
I would just say the attitude and mindset. Everybody's happy for one another. Everybody's pulling for one another, regardless if you're making or missing shots. Regardless of you're making shots, everybody's pulling for one another, and I would say that's the biggest thing, just our camaraderie as a team.
Jamarius, you were on the team last year but couldn't play. You saw that atmosphere in Morgantown. What's this opportunity you think it'll be like for you Friday night here against West Virginia?
I'm looking forward to it. I love, rivalry games, where there's a lot of fans in the crowd. We're hoping that, the zoo shows up again so we can have that energy feed off the crowd. So, it'll just be a good opportunity for us.
You guys did a good job against UT Martin against their guards, KJ Simon and Parker Stewart. West Virginia's guards, Aaron Matthews and Eric Stevenson, are a little bigger. What kind of challenge does that pose for you, who might be a little more undersized compared to them?
Us as a team is undersized compared to them, or myself?
Yourself and sort of the guards overall, since everyone's around 6'3", except Santos.
I mean, at the end of the day, it comes down to desire and heart. You know, it doesn't really matter about size. So I feel like for us, as long as we lock in, you know, we come in aggressive and, you know, understanding the scouting report, that we'll be fine.
How do you guys clean up turnovers? Because Jeff talked about that was one thing he pointed out to you guys about the first half, and also, I mean, you know, you didn't play, but last year that was part of what led to the West Virginia loss.
Yeah, for us, that is definitely a key. You know, take care of the basketball. You know, they're a team that likes to apply pressure, likes to rake at the basketball. So for us, it's about, you know, being strong with the ball and, you know, taking what the defense gives us.
Jeff said he walked down the locker room one time and he saw you and some of the, maybe not you, but some of the guys watching West Virginia's first game. Did you watch that game, and what did you take away from it?
Yeah, I watched the game. You know, I took from it that they're a very competitive team. You know, they're aggressive, like I said. They're applying ball pressure, sometimes 94 feet. They're running and jumping. You know, they're just a hungry basketball club. So I just look forward to, you know, the matchup Friday, two hungry teams going at it.
How important is it to have, I mean, you got West Virginia Friday, you got this tournament in Brooklyn next week. It's a really tough non-conference to start the year. How important is it to kind of hit the ground running, knowing kind of what's ahead later on with ACC play?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just a good test for us, you know, get out there and compete against high-level teams, you know, and see where we are as a team.